Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we built this bottom base to our rocket, we got some work done on the shuttles, and we finished up the gantry crane over there. Well, I did get a little distracted by the SE2 preview, so hopefully you guys have seen that, but it means I didn't get this gantry crane up on the workshop, so apologies for that. Alright, this episode, let's go ahead and see if we can finish up this rocket base here, and maybe we'll work on some other modules, or we'll work on the elevator, I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and get started on this. Alright, let's work on this side of the rocket so we can stay out of the sunlight. I still gotta figure out what I want to do with the center here. Well, maybe in here we just need reactors and batteries. What do we think? We do need some O2 tanks as well, but that could be for life support. That could be almost up in the actual modules where the life support is. Alright, so we've got these parachutes up here on this side module. I think I'm gonna paint it all orange. I'm not sure. I realized I can't really build a shell around it because we've got the cowling for the rocket coming up all the way to the edge here, which I guess we don't necessarily have to do, but I'm thinking this can be skinny like that. I think that's probably fine. So we'll probably just paint that all orange on the side, make it kind of look like, well, I guess the side booster rockets on the shuttle were white, and the internal fuel tank was the yellow thing, but that's fine. We're gonna copy the similar style. Okay, so those will disconnect and it'll parachute down, and it's going to have to land on this little tiny thruster. I don't think it's going to work. So, we need to come up with a better idea. So I'm thinking this guy needs its own little landing leg, so let's get some hinges, if I can find the right toolbar. Alright, so right off of these little connectors here, let's put some hinges so we can start building some legs. Then I'm thinking we'll put a piston on it. There's the good looking one. Yeah, probably that way. You know, I moved the lobster for a screenshot. I should probably move him back over here so we can actually get cargo access a lot easier. Okay, can we get away with just a hinge and a foot? Maybe? Let's see, that one, sure. Do I have landing gear? I do. Let's see, auto lock off. I really wish that was defaulted off. I mean, I guess I kind of get why it is, but yeah, that puts it right. Actually, can I get this guy to go up a little bit? Yeah, rotor displacement. Can we get that guy to go up? There we go. I mean, that's not horrible. It's not great, though. I guess we could probably zoom these up then, right? Like that could go like that? That's a little awkward, but I guess it'll work. Will it, though? 1, 2. It'll be right in line with that. Well, it's kind of a weird foot, but it works. What if we did it... no, we would burn it off. I was gonna say we could tuck the toe underneath the thruster, but the thruster actually needs to go while the foot is up. Doy. Alright, let's just replace that with a mag plate. I don't know what I'm thinking here. We have other options. This doesn't have to be that big. It can just be that. And that could probably spin all the way underneath this way. Oh yeah, auto lock is on that one. Oops. Yeah, there we go. That works. It's not quite 90 degrees, but that's alright. We can just set that to be whatever we want it to be. Negative 85, why not? Yeah, I think that'll work. Then it'll be out of the way of this guy, which means up here in this cowl and stuff, we can put event controller in there. Because there's an event controller for altitude, right? Oh yeah, the event controller doesn't have a control panel on it. That's alright. Okay, so yes, there is an altitude trigger on the event controller. Nice. Okay, that's easy enough. Alright, so we'll have 2 event controllers, one for when it disconnects from the rocket to enable the other ones, including the parachutes. And then when it reaches an altitude, these legs will come out, the parachutes will go off, and it should land. Cool. Alright, well those are going to be pretty simple. Still thinking about taking that off, because I'd like to put some conveyor caps on here. This is going to be the hookup there. Should we put that hookup on the rest of them? Like, should we make this guy look symmetric? Alright, somebody has suggested trying to use the connector up there on this rocket, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get that to work. Just because it's got to be too tall, which would be up to there, so I'd have to get rid of like a whole tank to be able to fit it in there. Or this guy's going to have to grow downward, which I don't necessarily want to do. Yeah, I think it's good the way it is. I'm just curious if we should make these guys symmetric. Like, should I put connectors all the way around like this. All right, I'm looking at it. We actually have this conveyor port on the side of the connector, so we could put a conveyor port right there, right on top of that, and that's where it could attach onto. That's not the worst. And then we could conveyor cap all of this, and then just get rid of all of this piping underneath here, which would leave us like the maximum amount of room for the legs for the actual main section here for this guy to actually go up into here, because we ground this guy out because this guy was too tall. But I feel like that guy comes out enough. Okay, yep, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're going to, oh, there's a thruster there though. No, the thruster's gone. Yeah. No, yeah, this guy would go right here with a connector hanging down just like this. We'll kind of redo the ring. That's fine. We could have just a bottom ring. It doesn't have to necessarily all be the same ring as we go, but options. Ow, Deborah. Hey, look at that, you're still working. Alright, Deborah's done. Sheesh. He was almost about to kill me there. Not for the first time, obviously. Okay, where were we? This guy. That should work. And then we can get a connector up in right there to connect that on. So it was taking out those three. Oops. And that one. And then we can get a connector on right there. So I guess that cowl there is not going to make it totally symmetric. And then we've got a block right there that is blocking it. This one's blocking it. That's almost really as good as we can get, but it would get rid of this. Well, I am wondering if this should be one lower. That we should drop it down a bit, because I kind of want to get a dome on it. I kind of want to get this guy looking nicer. That it's an actual, like, standalone rocket. I think that might be what we have to do. And then we find a merge point somewhere on here. I guess really the merge could go right here on one of those. That would be easy enough. Alright, we are going to change this up a bit. This is going to come down. Let's change it to the right color. Hold you up before I don't have access. Okay. Yes, that is going to be the new configuration. We're going to bring this guy down one block. That's going to be easy enough. Alright, really, I guess we could bring all of it down one block, or we could change this too. Maybe we don't do caps here. Maybe we do an actual top like we have over here that looks a little bit nicer than that one, and we bring it all up one. Yes, I think that's the answer. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn that merge block off. Let's go ahead and get it off of here. Let's move the ring. Now we're cooking with ideas. Alright, this is going to drop. I can feel how sluggish we are with momentum. I'm afraid to push C, but we're going to have to do it. We're going to tap it slowly. Yep, look at that drift. Oh, we only have 4 minutes of battery on this guy. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, let's get this guy down on the ground. You know, I pay attention to the lobster all the time and get it plugged in, but, not this guy. He's kind of served his purpose. He's got 2 big cargo containers on here, but we don't really use it anymore. I guess it's got drills on it. We could load it with material, but are we gonna? Or not? Okay, charge your batteries, bud. Back to this. See, in with the connectors. I think that's where Wellington had merge blocks. He did. It's very handy. Alright, is the other one in here? That's not the one I'm looking for. That's the one. Now, technically we have that guy hanging down on the bottom, so there's nothing to attach to. Like, this guy doesn't have anything to attach to except for the merge block. Somebody designed that ring very smartly. I like it. Okay, so this guy would have to come up one. That's easy enough. We'll design that in a minute. We're focused on this one rocket. So now we can get rid of those. Alright, let me suck that back up there, because I can't remember what it looked like when it was fully sucked in. Is it all the way? Yeah, it was flush with that, which means it's going to interfere with a conveyor cap if we put one there. So maybe we can't cap those. That might be a problem. Unless we do half blocks on these legs, which might look a little weird. Or we come back further with them. We'll figure that part out. Okay, and then we need event controllers. Let's see, that probably looks better that way. Ow. Do I have any vodka on me? I think I refilled. Alright, well, I'm not really sure if we need timers or other things in here, so we're going to leave those spots open for some automation. That's easy enough. You're going to, like, burn me to death. Can I... Ooh, call today about your sunshade. Alright, got all 4 legs welded up here, and then up at the top, I put a couple batteries, because I realized this thing needs power to be able to control the event controllers. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is maybe we want to put some thrusters on here, some small hydrogen thrusters. Where are they? There we are. Like that. I don't think those will attach, right? Yeah, those are non-attachable, so we should be fine there. We'll have to remove that piece there. But this guy can actually move out away from the ship, because I'm afraid if we just unmerge it, it's just gonna fall and clang out and break everything on the way down. Especially tanks, that doesn't sound like a recipe for anything good. It would definitely look like Kerbal Space Program with a bunch of explosions and rockets going off in different directions, but maybe we'll put those thrusters on there and see how it does. So let's go ahead and get these legs extended out at least to the ground here so I can unmerge it. Alright, so I got this guy set to -50. That feels alright. I guess -45 would probably be alright. Make it easier on us. Because then that guy would be 45, and then this guy would be -45 as well. And then if I extend these guys out, yeah, we got a lot more distance to come out. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's just go to 1 for now. Yeah, that'll be good. Then it'll rest on the ground. So let's go ahead and name these guys. Copy it in a retracted state so we can actually get it pasted in there.
Meteors inbound.
Okay, booster hinge bottom, we're going to have -45 for the upper limit. I guess that was the same for the top as well. Alright, there we go. Obviously that leg is not going to work right now, but we should probably grab onto it and then disconnect. Tempted to just try to drop it on the ground and see if that would work, but let's not do that. I don't think it's been that long, but let's go ahead and check the level on the Langostine over here. How's your battery doing? Oh, it's actually 100% charged. We're good. Oh, pushed the wrong button there. I disconnected before I uncharged the battery. Ooh, that almost was terrible. Alright, right there. Ready to lock. Got it. Okay. Throw me from the car, that's fine. Where is the connector? There it is. I'm a little scared here what this is gonna do. Well, that wasn't so bad. Alright, let's extend our pistons. Where are they? There we go. There's the legs fully extended. That looks pretty good. Alright, nice. We have a recoverable rocket. I like it. But yeah, I think we need some thrusters on here to get us away from the ship as we unmerge it. So maybe we do these as well so it can stay afloat. Maybe. I don't know if I want them on all sides. We'll see how we do with that. We'll dress it up a little bit as well. Yeah, maybe something like that. That's pretty simple. And then we could put something on the side here. We could do these panels. Kind of try to bring it together. It almost works, but it's not quite the right color. No, I don't like that. There we go. Minimal design, but I think that works. Alright, up here, do we need a gyroscope? I don't think we do. I think we can get away with just the parachutes leveling us off. We do need a timer in here, though. Let's see, that one or that one? Okay, that works. Let's go ahead and set some things up. I guess we really need to label these thrusters. Alright, I'm really curious if we can get these guys to fly now. I'll have these eject thrusters, like, on a thruster override for a few seconds, so they, you know, pop off of the ship here, and then they'll, basically just start falling. But we'll leave a little bit of fuel left in them, in, like, one of the tanks, and this thruster, and we have side thrusters, we technically could put like a remote control on this guy and have it land itself, or at least like go to a GPS location over some landing pad and then have it parachute down to like some recovery site, and we could have like 4 of them, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, that recover the landers. All right, well, we may automate that later. We'll see. We'll see. That's probably out of the scope that I really need to do. We really just need to get this guy to the ground. So let's see. All right, the first one here is going to be the merge block. I guess really just all of them. Okay, so when it gets unmerged, then we're going to do some actions. So the first thing we want to do, oh yeah, we're going to have a bunch of tabs. So let's do timers for that, actually. Let's do collection timers for each of our event controllers. Yes, because I find it a lot easier to see. All right, there we go. I got 3 timers. We got the unmerged one. We've got our elevation timer, and then we have our override delay. So the first one we're going to do here is the unmerged. So when we go into our event controller, I don't know why I exited out of that. All right, so we're going to just do when it unmerges, we're going to trigger this timer. And then we can edit that timer a lot easier. All right, when it unmerges, we want to go ahead and disconnect the connector here. We want to boost out, probably 100%, just to get it out of our way. Yeah, we don't want the parachutes and legs to react as we cross the threshold, taking off from the planet. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on once we eject. Is there anything else we need to do? We need to start the override delay. And I think that's all I got for right now. All right, we'll turn auto deploy on off on these parachutes as well. That's probably a good thing to do. All right, we want altitude, not elevation. I don't know why I was saying the word elevation. But this one should be altitude. That makes more sense. How far off of the ground we are, not the level of the ground. Ugh. There is no sea level on Mars. We're gonna go with altitude. Okay, altitude is equal to or less than, what do we want to do for a distance? Probably 500 meters is fine. I don't know. Let's try it out. And when it gets there, it's gonna go ahead and just trigger that altitude timer. All right, for our altitude timer, let's set up the actions. We want to positive velocity on those rotors, not reverse. We want to set a velocity of 5. We want a positive velocity on the hinges. We're going to extend our pistons. That should work there. Is there anything else we need to do? Our parachutes might need to be on. I don't know. All right, and just because I always screw it up with the settings on the parachute, we're just going to go and open them from the event controller because I can't be bothered to remember how to do it properly. So we're just going to go ahead and do it here. Is there anything else that we need to do? Probably cut the engines. That would be a good thing to do. That's all I got. That's all I know what I need to do. We're going to leave it at that. All right, this altitude event controller needs to be off. It will get turned on by this event controller when it unmerges. The only other one we need to do was the delay. Override delay after some amount of time. I don't know, 3 seconds? We want to go ahead and set override or reset override? There is no reset override. I guess we're just going to set it to 0. Okay, there we go. We're going to set that booster to 0, and now I'm dying, and I need to go get some health and energy and...
Health low.
Alright, I got an oxygen generator here and a little connector so we can get it filled up with at least a little bit of gas. Go ahead and lock that. Let's go grab some ice somewhere. I don't know if I want to take it from that. Let's go to the main base. Yeah, we got a little bit of ice left. Probably don't need that much. That looks good. Probably should have grabbed more and put it in some other storage somewhere, but that would have been thinking ahead. Is there any way to turn dampeners off? Yeah, maybe I need to put a seat on there real quick. Alright, now that I think about it, we should probably have this, so it does the booster override, but it's going to need to also turn them on. We'll toggle those ones on, and then after the delay, the override delay, we're going to turn all of them on. In theory, though, this booster will be on because we want to use it to boost our rocket, but when we eject, we probably don't want that on. So when we unmerge, we want to turn that one off, right? So here in this timer, we should probably turn the big boy off. Yeah, I think that'll work. Do we have any ice left? Are you cleared? You're cleared. Okay, dampeners are off on that guy. Alright, let's go back over here. We actually need some canvas. We got a little bit of canvas. Small grid ones only need 1, right? But we'll have some backup here if we need it. So that's fine. Parachutes. Alright, in our thing here, we're going to not auto-deploy on-off on those because we don't know the state of them. We're going to have that one timer here. Our altitude is going to open them anyway, so we should be good there. And that guy is off until it gets activated by the unmerge. Okay, we got a little bit of fuel, we've got a little bit of battery, and we have some parachutes in here. I think we are at a place where we can test it. Let's get a merge block. All right, we're going to grab the lobster here. Underneath here, I'm going to put a connector on. Let's give a little bit of a stick. All right, there we go. We got the lobster with a connector on it. All right, that's what we're going to use for this flight test because it's going to disconnect the connector. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. Maybe we should wait for the meteor storm to pass before we do this? Where is it coming in? Bueller? There they are. Way out of range of anything gonna get them. Nope. Stay over there. Stay over there. Okay. Oh, that one's trying. Okay, I think we're safe. Well, now that I look at it, 500 meters might be really high for the parachute. But that's alright. I'd rather it be safe and drop slowly. So we're here at 800 meters. I need to tuck in those legs first before we go. Let's see, where do I have access? I guess I have access inside because I'm connected. Alright, so we're 800 meters above the ground. I think we've got everything set up. All we need to do is grind this guy off, and then we should see it activate. It should eject out that way, and then start falling. Really. YOLO? I guess let's do it. There we go. Oh, there it's falling. The thrusters are on. There we go. Parachutes deployed. Legs are out. We are definitely high above the ground. Let's see. Let's get out of spectator here. Alright, let's get back into the ship and let's drop down because we're going to beat it to the floor, I think. 500 might be okay, actually, because it's dropping. But it'll get a lot more velocity when it falls from a larger height. Hopefully that's stable enough for it to land good. I didn't put auto lock on the landing gear, which I probably should have done. Oh no, that's not bad. It's settling down. The parachutes could probably give out by now. Come on. There they go. Alright, nice. We have a successful booster. I'm happy. Oh, I should put a beacon on here so we can go find them later. That's what I needed to do. Alright, there we go. And then this guy will spin around this way for the red thruster to line up. Ooh, I got really close to that. Let's come over here. Okay, that's funny. I just ground off that merge block and it triggered the thrusters to go. That was a mistake. I should probably have that all turn off after it gets done. Okay, after the override is done, we need to turn off that event controller for the unmerge so it's not going to do it again without us knowing about it. So you should be off, then I can go ahead and get rid of that and it's not going to trigger again. Okay, good. We will put the beacon sideways? I don't know. That's not terrible. Alright, well, that guy's just gonna sit closer here now, because it tried to rocket off into the side. I am really surprised we didn't break anything. That was pretty lucky. Okay, well, I'm still kind of tempted to put like a gyroscope on here, and a remote control block and stuff, and get this guy to like land at a pad. But for now, it works old school, that it'll eject off, the parachutes will come out, it'll land at a random location, and we will turn on the beacon to help us locate it. So that's easy enough. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Alright, overall, really successful test. Oh, I just realized we cannot have this block right here, because that merge block will merge onto that. So that guy can't go there. That guy has to at least be like that. Alright, successful little booster test. Let's go ahead and get this guy working now to merge on. So we've got new merge points up there. Let's see, where was that? I guess it's just one above the tank. So we need to have a merge point right where, I guess we need to have a merge point right here where this guy is. You know, I think I'm gonna get rid of this stuff as well. There we go, something like that. Green light there. That should work. We can get rid of this stuff in here. You know, I think I'm gonna grab that rocket and try to put it back on, just so we can see if it actually is going to merge and break anything. Yeah, let's do that. Can I get in here? Do I need to move the gantry? I think we can get in there. Oh yeah, we're good. Right now, can we get this in here without breaking everything? I wish we had Space Engineers 2 and the no damage at a certain speed, because this would make this maneuver a lot better. Alright, where are we? We're tilted. Oh, I think those thrusters are going to get in the way. Am I off one? Is it supposed to come out to there? It's probably come out to there to be flush, isn't it? Alright, let's try this again. Now what am I hitting? Nothing. Just felt like swinging for no reason. Oh. Unlock. Taking the whole ship with us. I don't want to do that. Is it getting... No. We're getting a storm. I was like, is it sunset already? Nope, it's just ice debris time. Great. Can't wait to get impaled by more icicles. Okay, you're merged back on. That's good. Now, is that in the right spot? I believe it is. Let's go ahead and get rid of this and build a better leg. Alright, I actually can get something there to cap that off. Okay, good. I really want to cap these. This can probably just be an angle. Like that. Cover up those ports, that's easy enough. But those guys can get a conveyor cap or something on them. Now, I'm wondering if we can get away with having a double wide leg, because this is so big, and we need to straddle that beam block there and the thrusters anyway. So I'm going to do the leg a little bit different. Let's do it here. Like this, that it actually has two coming out. And then I'm also wondering if we can get away with a piston. Make it even more complicated. Alright, let's see. What do we want to build the landing legs out of? Do we want to do probably blast doors, actually, because then they'll be skinny. Like this. We could probably get away with this. Alright, so when we get this merge block and this connector thing, we can actually use this port right here to plumb it off of. So we have all of this space underneath here clear. So we can do whatever we want. So that's a good feeling. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks to come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least the hinge needs to go right here. All right, now this is just going to be straight legs. So let's get these on there. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Then our hinges will go right here. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's fine. But I want to see if we can get away with something a little bit different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this is going to be perfect. Okay, this guy goes here, that guy goes there. When I was over here looking at the cylinders, where is it? Alright, when I was looking at these cylinders, we can use these guys, these struts. Those have already got a lot of design in there for us, so that works. Alright, then the head's on there. Now we should be able to connect it. Attach. And attach. There we go. Right now, in theory, I should be able to turn this guy off, that hinge off, this hinge off, as well as this one. There we go. Now these guys should be able to be powered. Let's go ahead and name those. Right now we've got our rocket-based legs. If we reverse these up, or actually give them a positive velocity. Ooh, 5 is all I wanted, not 55. There we go. It tucks in there. There we go. There's our leg tucked in. That's good. Now if we come back out with them, and we have a different angle on them because we have just a slight dip there. So instead of 0 degrees come out, we're going to come out at -15 maybe. Let's reverse those out and we'll see where that comes in. I don't remember what that angle is supposed to be. I guess it can go more than that. And then I'm thinking we can extend these pistons out to give a little bit more angle. So let's come out to, I guess we don't want to come out too far. Yeah, that would work. I only need this base one to be the one that rotates. We'll reverse that guy out. It stays parallel with everything, the one that's driven, and then we extend this guy. Yeah, I like that. Gives just a little bit more depth to it. Now, do we have enough in here to get a leg tucked in? That is going to be the question. Where piston, we also need to reverse in. There we go. We might need to get rid of that cap now that I look at it. Ooh, we do almost need this to have that long of a stick on it to be able to hit the ground. That could be a problem. Once we get that up there, there's no way to get this guy there. Yeah, we're 1 block over, even if I take out those ramps. Okay, well that's a problem. I guess we're going to put another piston on here. Or I think I'm going to do it. We're going to make this even more complicated. And by complicated, I mean cool. It'll look really cool. Okay, now let's try this. This guy comes out like that. This guy gets reversed like that. And then this guy can come down. And we've got plenty of leg to get that off the ground, and we'll have 2 of them. Obviously that guy will extend further when the rocket is not attached to a rotor there, but that looks pretty good. We might want to angle it even more now that I think about it. Let's really get it out there now that we have the reach. Yeah, even with that, we still got 1.7 here, so we got 0.3 meters that we can still extend out this way. Oh yeah. Yep, that is the way. I like it. Alright, actually, maybe we can put a timer in here to merge these together and actually help this guy extend. We could put timers in. I'm good with that. Timer there and a timer there. That works. And then we'll have to get a merge block. Let's see, connectors here. There we go. Now we're actually merged together. All right, let's heal up again. Deborah really needs to leave. This is terrible. All right, let's turn that one off temporarily and we'll just drive this one. Okay, there we go. We have working legs. How? Deborah. So rude. I might have to just wait this out. It's like the third or fourth time I've had to heal. Alright, we're in the pressurized cabin. Let's go ahead and just lay down and let's wait out the storm. Alright, storm is cleared and the sun is setting. Let's go ahead and get some more stuff done. Let's get stuff on the middle. What do we want to put on the inside here? Batteries for sure. I guess we could probably put a reactor. Alright, I'm getting somewhere here. I just got some structure. I don't know exactly what to do up here still. Let's see, we've got these crossbars. Let's take those off real quick. I don't need all that going up. Alright, let's get these legs extended up. I want to see where it sits. Let's see, U. Nope. Alright, reverse U. Reverse U. Yeah, I want the hinge, please, not the tank. There we go.
Energy critical.
Energy critical. Okay, the thruster is still above that, so that's really good. But it does block off some of this, because I was thinking we could get a battery in there. Oh, we still didn't get a battery in there. What am I thinking? Alright, let me fill up with energy, and then I'll show you what I'm thinking. Alright, my batteries. Alright, I was thinking we can put our batteries in like this. Yeah, probably out like that. So the electrical symbols on the inside, I think that would work. We'll weld those up someday. Okay, the merge block is up here in line with the connector. Let's at least get... that's where it needs to go, is right there. Alright, I think something like that's better. It looks a little bit more attached to that merge block. I think we're gonna go something like that, nice and chunky. That might look cooler down there, huh? So we really just need to get a pipe down the center line. You know, sometimes my brain brains. We have a conveyor port right here on this thruster. All we have to do is put a converter on there. We just gotta put on this guy and we're golden. Right, there we go. And the reactor is 3 tall, so I guess we could put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We could have 2 of them. Alright, I think we will do 2 reactors. We're gonna put one there and we're gonna put one right above it. And I'm stuck in a hole. Alright. Another reactor right there, and of course I don't have enough steel plate. Alright, good. We can reach in there and weld that, because I do not have enough material to get that welded up right now without going back to the main base. We got our batteries here in the middle. I guess we could put another battery stack in between it, but we probably don't even need that. Alright, I think this is going to work. Just a little support that goes from the battery out to this structure here. I'm thinking that might be black. I don't know. Can't really decide on a color yet. For some reason that looks nicer. Alright, I think that's going to look really good. Let's get it welded up. I gotta go get some power cells, so I guess we'll take the lobster back to the main base and get some more stuff, and then we'll get the interior finished. Alright, I've been playing around with shapes here on the outside, well, just one corner of it, while the storm was clearing up, and I think I've got a general shape that's going to work. It's just really boring. So I tried to put some stripes in there, and it's still... I don't know. It's not doing it for me. So I need to grind off this stuff, because I will definitely copy this over here somehow. I think what I can do is put a projector on here, and then we can just rotate it 90 degrees, and we can get all 4 corners, is my hope. At least for just the armor panels. So we're going to take off this stuff. Yeah, I guess that works. Does that fit in here? Can we actually get that block? No, we cannot get that block because it would merge in with that. So this one does not work. Alright, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Alright, then here, maybe we'll just do a surface one here. Instead of the angle one, let's do the round, like this. And we'll just come up some random height right there. We'll do the half block. Yeah, you know what? I think that's good enough. We don't need to have a bunch of greebling on there. I was thinking about having like a winglet coming out, but I feel like that's just a little too much. So I think that's good. I think I can take a blueprint and we can rotate it 90 degrees and we can get all of this armoring on. And then we'll worry about the legs here. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this guy off again and get it out of our way. Oh. Didn't have dampeners on because it was messing with things. Alright, we good? Sweet. Got our landing legs. Let's get this guy back on the ground. Okay, now if I do a Control-Shift-B, should be able to take just that little blueprint, right? Yep. Alright, small grid, let's name that, Rocket Base? Rocket Base Prototype, why not? Okay, I didn't realize you could attach stuff in here. That looks kind of cool, actually. I wonder what else would, like, what other blocks we could put in the center of a merge block. Just to have those, like, legs design sticking out. It's kind of cool. Alright, distracted. Here we go. Yeah, that'll work. That's all we're interested in is this cowl around the outside, so I'm good with that. Oh, look, another storm. Oh, we almost made it. Could have started while I was welding. That would have been nice. Now I'm like 3/4 of the way done, and we're not going to be in the lobster the entire time now. Okay, well now the journey of getting these guys put together. All right, I think I've got most of the landing leg done. I can't get this one over here because of the rotor, so I'm tempted to just chop it off and see if it'll land on those without breaking, but I'm a little scared. Because I gotta go through and rename all of these hinges, but it would be nice to just do it in bulk. But because it's connected to the main base, I see everything, so it would be nice to just see what's on this rocket. So I think I will cut it loose. I'm just a little afraid of having it drop, but I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Alright, probably cutting it here is probably the safe bet. Hopefully. It should just drop one block, so that shouldn't hit that, right? I guess we can bring this down as much as possible. Okay, let's cut it free. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Alright, and we had 4 batteries on here, so we should have plenty of power for a while. Okay, yep, we got 8 that are driven, and the other ones are all going to be this, just our normal landing leg. We're going to copy that, and we're going to change the name of all of these. Place name. These are all going to get turned off. There we go. Perfect. Let's just hide those on the toolbar because we're not going to be using them. These ones, let's make a group. Okay, there we go. Ah, Deborah! Okay, now pistons are going to be a little bit harder. Maybe I shouldn't have put those ones on yet because those ones are different than those ones. I guess I can just come in here and copy them, right? Alright, now, pistons, we should have 8 of those. Yes, we do. Which means these ones are legs down. Okay, legs out. These guys need to reverse. I guess I don't want to do that quite yet. Well, that's definitely not right the way it clicks there. So we probably should put a limit on these ones right here. Maybe these guys don't go past -75. Okay, that's much smoother. Yeah, I like that. Now, you guys are at 75? Yes. And how are you doing? You're still at 56. Why does this one just not want to do the same things that this one's doing? Figured it out. Those guys had limits. Now we know. Now they should all be equal. Right? 45 degrees there, 45 degrees there. Okay, we are good. Except for, can't get that landing leg out because it's going to go into that. I need to move them over this way a bit. Think we can get so lucky? Let's try to move it. I feel like this is going to be really heavy though. Oh yeah, it's heavy. We're getting there. That's probably enough though, really. Actually, I could probably spin it. No, I'm not going to risk it any more than I already am. Okay. Alright, there we go. That's out of the way. Now we can extend those legs. Alright, now the down pistons. I don't think I have a limit on these. Maybe we'll just do 1 for now. Okay, we're going to have to go more than that. Alright, there we go. That's working. Look at that, we have legs. And technically they'll lock to the ground, so that's good to know. So we could lock this guy down so he doesn't move. Alright, let's see. This leg was going to be close to that, but we could still get a cap on it. So yeah, probably just normal conveyor cap is fine. Alright, there we go. Got some curved pipes there, and then got the conveyor caps on that one. Alright, I think that finishes it. We have a completed rocket base now. Sweet. Right now we just need 3 more of those to populate around the side, but we'll probably do that down in the tunnel. But let's go ahead and get the ring back on the top. Oh yeah, I forgot how heavy this thing was. Oof. Why did I decide to do this? Milk was a bad choice. Alright, it's wobbling like it's trying to get something. Let's go ahead and just turn dampeners off real quick. Let's see where we're aligned. Oh. Just that one. That was the only one that was aligned. We are way twisted out of shape here. Okay, so we need to come over that way by quite a bit. There we go, now we got all 4. There we go, we're merged. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm wondering if I should have brought this up a little bit. That's a bit of a gap there. Now, let me know what you guys think, because, I don't know, I feel like that's a little too much of a gap now. Maybe we could get away with having more of a full block here. Yeah, should I have done more of a full block like this? Kind of reduce that gap? Maybe. That'd probably look better. All right, the side boosters, though, will be perfectly level with the bottom of this, so they will come up to that level. So maybe these do need to come up a bit. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Should I get rid of this stuff and make it a little bit taller? For now, let's go ahead and put it back. Alright, well, this is where I'm going to call it an episode. We got the booster rocket and the big base rocket done, and got the landing gear done. I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, next episode we'll probably work on the silo to be able to get this guy into a launch tube, or we'll work on another module. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
Wake up to the dust, yeah, the sky's still red. 78 suns, and he hasn't left yet. In a suit of bright orange, checking every line. Building perfection one block at a time. Move past the names on the neon signs. The community power in the Martian mines. From the heart of the peanut, the factory grows. Where the logic gets loopy and the coffee flows. We don't just build it, we over-design. If it isn't complex, it's a waste of time. Watch the Hemet roll and the tardigrade fly. Climb excavator till the wells run dry. Don't check the labels, don't mind the scroll. We're checking in with Connor Toll in the control room where the typos live. He's got more subgrids than he's got to give. Engineer coffee, stay grounded. Wait, is that spelled right?